I noticed it while standing still, holding my phone, trying to remember who I used to call without thinking. Not for news. Not for help. Just to talk. The list in my head felt shorter than it should have been. Not empty. Just thinned out. Names that once came automatically now required effort to recall. And the effort itself felt like an answer. That was the moment it reached me, not sharply, not painfully, but clearly enough that I couldn't ignore it anymore. Most of the people who knew me for most of my life were gone from my days. Not gone in a dramatic way. Just not here. There was a time when friendship didn't feel like something you maintained. It was simply there, woven into everyday life. You saw each other because that's how life worked. You ran into one another at work, at the store, at the same places, on the same streets. We didn't plan much. We just showed up. If someone moved, you helped. If someone was struggling, you knew without being told. Silence didn't mean distance back then. It just meant you'd pick things up tomorrow. We talked about everything and nothing. We shared complaints, jokes, long stretches of quiet that didn't need filling. I didn't wonder whether I mattered. I didn't measure my place in anyone's life. I simply occupied it. I think that's what youth gives you, not energy or strength, but the illusion that connection is permanent. Somewhere along the way, life began asking more of us. Jobs took more time. Families took priority, as they should have. Responsibilities stacked up quietly, and friendships learned to live in the leftover spaces. At first, we adjusted. Calls became shorter. Visits took planning. Soon became a word we leaned on heavily. Then came the missed calls. The messages answered days later. The plans postponed, then quietly forgotten. No one said goodbye. No one said anything at all. I remember noticing how often I was the one reaching out. Not desperately. Just consistently. And then noticing how often I stopped, waiting to see if someone would reach back. Sometimes they did. Often they didn't. I don't carry anger about that. Life is complicated. People are busy in ways they never were before. Energy changes. Priorities shift. Distance doesn't always mean dismissal. Sometimes it's just gravity. I tell myself that when the silence stretches longer than I expect. I think about all the reasons it makes sense. Moves to different cities. New routines that don't overlap. Health slowing people down. Fatigue settling into places where excitement once lived. Still, understanding doesn't erase loneliness. It just explains it. There are questions that surface when the phone stays quiet too long. Was I replaceable? Did I matter as much as I believed I did? Or was I only present because it was convenient at the time? I don't ask these questions to punish myself. I ask them because aging gives you time, too much time sometimes, to revisit the foundations of your life. Friendship feels different now. Heavier. Fragile. Every attempt to reconnect carries the risk of realizing the space has grown too wide to cross. And there's a particular kind of sadness in knowing that shared history doesn't guarantee shared futures. You can know someone for decades and still drift out of each other's lives without a single harsh word being spoken. I've learned that aging isn't just about losing strength or speed. It's about losing witnesses. People who remember who you were before the years softened or sharpened you. People who knew the earlier versions of you without needing explanations. Making new friends now feels possible, but different. You can be friendly. You can be kind. But you can't recreate decades of shared memory. You can't fast forward intimacy. Some days I accept all of this easily. I tell myself this is natural. That seasons change. That friendship, like everything else, has a lifespan. Other days the quiet feels louder. I find myself replaying old conversations, not the words, but the feeling of being known, of being expected, of mattering without having to announce my presence. I don't feel bitter about it. Truly. I don't think anyone failed me, and I don't believe I failed anyone else. This feels more like standing on a shore after the tide has gone out, realizing how much of the landscape depended on the water being there. I'm learning to sit with the absence, to let memories be enough without demanding more from them, to accept that some connections were meant to shape a part of my life, not all of it. And yet, I can't help wondering how many people carry this same quiet loss without ever naming it. How many friendships faded not because of conflict, but because no one knew how to hold on while life kept moving forward. I suppose that's the question that stays with me now. Are friendships meant to last forever? Or only for the seasons when we need them most?